Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new video, a new Ask Victor. This is the one for the month of April. So if you like this series and you want this series to continue, please leave a question in the comments below and I will answer them more or less in 1 month. I do this in the middle of each month and I answer normally the questions of the month before. Take into account that if you put a question that is something very recent and is making sense in 1 month, that maybe in 1 month is out of context. So normally I answer them between the 15, around the 15th of every month, so around the middle of every month. So here we go with the questions that people give to me on March, okay, and I will try to cover them the best as I can. So let's start with a question from Vince Venturella. I also recommend this channel if you're interested in painting. He has a great channel, and here we have the questions. First question, he is dropping me 3 questions. What is a big project miniature you have had in your backlog for a while but just not found the time to paint? So there is a project that I'm expecting to do this year, that is to paint knights, Imperial Knights, the small Titans. So I bought the forge band, so this will be the start. I will start painting the small ones to test the painting scheme I want to follow, and I will try to make an army about 2000 points of only Imperial Knights. This is something I had around my head for a while, and I will try to do it this year. So maybe from now to end of the year we are going to have a project like that once I finish with the corn guys. So yeah, I have a lot of projects always around, but I think this is the one that I want to talk about. Something that I really wanted for time, for a long time, and I just with the forge vein it was the last thing. So now that we are going to have at least 3 different sculpts. I know that we had different configurations of the current Titan, but we are going to have now the current one, the smaller ones that just come in the forge vein, and then we are going to have, it looks like a bigger one. So it's going to be interesting, and I think always having a Titan or a couple of Titans, it's a great supporting unit for Imperial Army. So this is the project, and I hope I can go ahead with the project this year. As Chaos is your biggest army, of course the next will be to do a Chaos Titan, a Chaos Imperial Knight. I always have in mind one of the Forge Wall Titans, a Warhound or River, but this is so expensive that it's out of my budget for now, so I will not go for that. But Wild Imperial Knights is opening the door to do this type of vehicles, war machines. So as Chaos is your biggest army, what is your least favorite sculpt in your army, and what is your favorite non-character sculpt in your army? So I will need some time to do that. Just I will make a pause, I will look my collection, I will come back with a minute. Here I'm back. So this is my favorite non-character sculpt. Okay, here's the Soul Grinder. I think it's quite now an old miniature, but I think I really like this hybrid between Demon and Walker. I don't see this to make a lot of sense, to be fair. On Age of Sigmar I think looks too mechanical to 40k for Age of Sigmar, but in 40k I think looks really nice, and I love it. So this is one miniature that I really like, and I wanted to do more of them, maybe in the future. Now let's go for the less favorite one, and yeah, this is the old one. Maybe a lot of you don't know what is that, but this is the great, is the Keeper of Secrets, the old Keeper of Secrets, but the new one is not better than that for me. So this is really a tiny one. This was the size of the demons, of the great demons when I started. So I have them, the 4 great demons. They were coming, they were only on square bases at that time. So, but I will say Keeper of Secrets, it needs a new model. it's a new model because it's not representing what it have to be. I think Forge World have the best option and Games Workshop have the worst option possible. So I really think there is a lot of way to improvement. I know that Vince does not like the fins of Slaanesh. I don't dislike them. So, but the Keeper of Secrets needs a new model. Really no. And then say, what is your favorite bit of lore in Warhammer 40k? So I have to say there is, if we look the full lore of Warhammer 40k, my favorite part is the Horus Heresy, and especially I really love to read the 3 first books that were how the transformation and how Horus was corrupted and Erebus, and then also the background of Lorgar and how the start of corruption started with Lorgar and Erebus, and then from there it spread to the other legends. I think this was very interesting for me, but the other part of the lore that it's keeping me very intrigued. It's who is Cypher, and Cypher is I talk about him in another Ask Victor, but I really think that is one of the most interesting parts we have today in the lore today. So what is the role of Cypher in all this history, and especially on the Dark Angels? Why Cypher is able to escape from a jail in Terra? So it really, it's something that it really intrigues me, and I would like really Games Workshop to expand more on the life and the background of Cypher. What is the difference? Now we go to another question. This is from Love Minis. Thanks a lot for the question. And what is the difference between a base paint and a layer paint? Okay, so I use them both in the same way, okay? But technically a base paint is more opaque, it's less transparent than a layer. Base paint is normally used to paint after the primer, especially if you're using black primer. Layer paint is more to do highlights, okay? So the theory from Games Workshop, if you're painting doing layering or edge highlighting, you start with a base paint, you apply the wash, and then you apply the layer. Okay, so layer is mainly thing for highlights. In practice for me, I use layer, edge, and base paints in the same way. I don't care how Games Workshop is classifying them. There are some layer paints that have quite good opacity and are almost better than some base paints. So yeah, but in the theory from Games Workshop is base paint is more opaque. It's covering better, especially if you paint over black primer, and base paints are more for highlights. Okay. Let's go to the next questions. Now we have a battery of questions from Sherlock the Wanderer. Shadespire questions. So he has a Shadespire, T9 and AOS question. So let's start with the Shadespire question. The initial 8 warbands have now been released. What 2 warbands do you expect to be released? More Stormcast Eternals? Do you expect those to be released in a new starter box or with new tiles? Well, this is difficult to know. I hope we have another Death warband, but today we only have one, and I would like to see another Destruction warband. I like to keep the game more or less balanced between the different options. I hope they put as well, so there are bands, and if we look for Death, I think they can put something more on the ethereal type of creatures. And on Destruction, I would love to see a Goblin warband. I think it will be very fun to paint. If we look in order, just to expand a little more, I think in the Deepkin and the Daughters of Cain deserve also warbands. And if we look into the chaos, I would like to see the other gods to be represented. So we have two of, we can have an acolyte from Thange, we can have maybe, these are quite strong, but Blight Kings from Nurgle, and why not some demons or something from Slaanesh. So let's see. But yeah, I think now it's time to, a Goblin Warband will be very fun. The ninth age question: what army will you bring to the next tournament in Brussels? I don't know. I don't know if I will go to the tournament first. Yeah, I know that you want me to go there. I'm still thinking about that. I still not. Yeah, I want to try it. Let's do the game soon. We are going to do a game tomorrow, or when you see this video, we have done the game today. So after playing the game, I will have more idea on what I think about the new ninth age. Normally, I choose my armies randomly. So I have a table, I roll a dice, and this is how I choose the armies I'm going to play. So yeah, if now I'm going to try the Empire. So if it goes well, maybe I practice more with Empire, I'm gonna go to the tournament. But I don't know, to be fair. Age of Sigmar question: the artwork of Caradon Overlord is showing large tentacles trying to grab the KO vessels. What do you think those are? Do you think those could be some Kraken, part of the in.net meters that Games Workshop is secretly keeping until the last day release? Oh, it will be fun to see a Kraken. I don't know if Games Workshop is keeping something for future. Just checking the picture again. Okay, so there is really a picture, and there is like a Kraken or a giant octopus taking the showing some tentacles. I don't know if they're coming from the sea because it's very smoky. I will put the picture. So you see the picture now. And yeah, after the picture, if you have seen the picture in the video, yeah, I don't know what this will be, or maybe this was just chaos tentacles. They appear a lot, and they are just, I don't know. Yeah, it will be fun to see a Kraken as a monster sea. Or sea monster, I have to say. It will be fun. Why not? Then we have the Robotech Junkie. Excellent once again to hear your responses to your viewers' questions. 2 questions for the next month. Have you considered using airbrush to paint miniatures? If not, will you accept a challenge to do so as much as possible? I have considered, but I'm not going, in short term, I'm not thinking to invest on airbrush. I know that maybe to paint Imperial Knights is the best way to go. Most likely, it's going to facilitate a lot the painting. But so far, no, I'm not thinking to buy an airbrush. I don't know why. It's not something that is appealing me. I know that I can speed up a lot my paint job, but I'm not into that. Yeah, not yet. No, maybe in the future. And then we have the last one are from Eric BR 40K, also another great channel, here with a question. So great answers, Victor. If you had a chance to design a brand new alien race for 40K, what will it be? Oh gosh, this is really a difficult one. What? So we have. This is a very difficult one because we have the bugs that are the Tyranids. We have the orcs, we have Tau Necrons that are like the robots, Terminators. And then we have the Japanese look like Tau. So on the Tau are the high tech, and then we have the all, and we have of course the elder. It's a difficult call, to be fair. I don't know if 40k really needs more races to be there, because are going to be, for me I prefer they expand the current fluff and the current races than creating new factions. I think there are far too many factions now in 40k, and I don't see the need for a new faction. I would like more, for example, to see I realize Necrons are completely alone in the world, okay, and Tau are also completely alone. They don't have options for allies. So it's not like Eldar that you have the Dark, the Arlequins, and the Craft War. Even the Tyranids know they have the Genestealer cult. I prefer to see a second codex for some of these races. Imagine now, for example, I'm just guessing, Necrons, and we see second codex more based on the Setangs, or on the Ancients, or something new, a new planet that have new technologies from the Necrons. The Tau, also to see maybe a new type of subcult of or cult of Tau that have different technology, or some mercenaries for Tau. This will be fun. So some like a book of mercenaries, like expansion of the Croods together with the Vespids, like mercenaries for Tau. This will be also fun, like we have seen the Genestealer Court. Even Imperial Guard for Tau. This will be awesome, because they try to assimilate the other races. So this will be fun as well. I think I prefer to see expansion on the current races than really see completely new races, or new. Imagine a new clan of orcs that have some new technology. So I see more. I would like to see more going on expansion of the current races. So in that way you can have allies, and you can you don't need to do a new army from zero. If you already have channels, you can take some miniatures to expand. So I would like to see more like that than really creating new factions from zero. I think they are doing a lot on the Imperium side, on the Imperials, with all the expansion of the Custodes now, and we had recently also the Imperial Agents, and we see a lot of work on the Imperial side. I guess we are going to see some evolution also on the Chaos side. I would like to see more evolution on the chain of races. More than creating new races, I don't think we need new races. I think we need expansion of the current ones. More than creating a new ones. I think it's a better option, and it's going to be interesting. I would like to see, for example, I like when we see new methods or new. Imagine that the Tau is discovering a new technology, and from there they have new type of suits. Or yeah, and the next ones they find a new dynasty with different type of technology that is, I don't know, something like that. I think can be more interesting than just new races. And that's all. That's all the questions I have. I hope you find them interesting. Please leave in the comments below. If you want this show to continue, leave your questions in the comments below. And as usual, I really appreciate all the questions that I received the previous months. Thanks a lot for your support. Thanks a lot for the questions. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.